All right. So kind of following up on that, how big of a talent problem does Illinois have right now?
That's a good question. I think that we thought we had bridged the talent gap because we had so many draft picks and last year, but the reality is we don't look as athletic as we need to look against some of these other teams. I think if you look at the Power 5 teams we played, they've looked drastically more athletic than us. Now, Penn State is going to look more athletic, but Kansas looked way more athletic than us. Way faster.
Faster.
Purdue looked way faster. And what I was interested about is outside of Johnny Newton and Keith Randolph, their defensive line looked more active and better than us, right? Which I never thought we would see that. And so their receivers obviously were more athletic than us, and then their offensive line, which is not supposed to be their strength, certainly played better than us, Purdue. So I'm looking at all these different things. So the question is talent-wise. Yes, I think we're behind on talent, so I do think that's an issue. I think we need to hit the transfer portal harder than what we did hit. I know we've had some success on the JUCO front. Obviously, hit the transfer portal for Altmaier and Harper and some other players, but we've done JUCO for some of the offensive linemen. We've had success there. We've got to get more help sooner rather than later, unless some of these freshmen, sophomores, which I feel good about a lot of the recruits, but they're obviously not good enough to step in right now and play, or they would be.
Yeah.
So I think that's a slow roll on the development. So I do think we need to upgrade our talent. If I'm just going over the Power 5 games we played, we certainly have had nearly as much. It didn't seem like we had as much talent as those other three teams.
Yeah.
When you outscored by 50 some points, 53 points or something like that in the last three Power 5 games. So not good.
Yeah. I think that bridge to their prep recruits, because you can see the length, the athleticism, some speed, they need to bridge that a little bit more, and they're really going to have to hit the trenches in the transfer portal. They've kind of gone with these kind of lower level guys. They got to get like former 4-star prospects.
I agree. I think to your point, there's a lot of length out there. Let's take Boyer for example. I mean, solid guy. He's going to be a good player for a long time in Illinois, right? I mean, he got the body type to block and whatnot. They do a good job of developing guys like that. They've even got some guys with some great frames in the offensive line. Right now, though, we go to the second defensive line. It's not a Big Ten second team defensive line right now. I think they're good guys. I think they've worked hard to develop those guys, but there's a huge drop off. And so we've got to do better up front there. I do think long-term our defensive backs are at a talent level that are going to be good. I think Xavier Scott's going to be a good football player. I think Zach Toby's going to be a good football player. There's a reason, was it North Carolina or somebody he was recruited by? I think Sabor Kareem is going to be good. I think Matt Bailey, I mean, not a highly touted guy, but I think Matthew Bailey is going to be a good football player. He's not going to play the rest of the year, so that doesn't really help us. So I think on the defensive backside, we're going to be okay. I just am not sure up front where we're at right now. And every good, I would say, Mike White did it with JUCOs, right? To bridge the gap and try to make us better. I think now that's the transfer portal.